and welcome to Monday Evening Talks. I am your girl Soso, and I am here with my lady Michelle Lachey, and we have our guest here, Miss Rahquia Gamble.
Hello.
Hi.
Rahquia.
So today, our topic is going to be on autism. Okay, Michelle, she's
I'm
sharing the
trying
show.
to share it. It can't never
So,
start on mute. When I'm trying to watch TV or something, you know what I'm saying? All the stuff start on mute. But no. Sorry, y'all.
that's all right. So yeah, so today we're April is it's a lot of things going on in April, and one thing that's going on in April is it's Autism Awareness Month. So we're going to talk to Rahquia, who's a beautiful mother of a wonderful, very smart autistic son. And but before we do that, of course, we always have to get into our weekends and talk about our weekends. So, Shell, tell me.
Oh.
Well, we can say hello to those. Hi, Mark. Hi, Annette.
Hi, Mark. Hi, Annette. Hey.
So, Shell,
My
what is
weekend.
your
Oh
weekend?
my gosh. So my kid was on spring break last week. Forgive me if I have an echo. So my kid was on spring break last week and I had to work. So I wanted to make up for not doing anything with him. So on Friday we went to I should have sent you some videos. We went to this drive-through safari and it was so fun. So we were able to feed the animals and some cows and some llamas and stuff. It was super duper dope. Duper dope. It was so much fun. Duper dope. I'm just upset that it was kind of cold and we couldn't go to the pet zoo and see the little small animals because it was cold.
Oh yeah.
It was So I want nobody trying to do it. And it was rainy. Anyway, did that, went to the movies a couple times. Just spent quality
Y'all,
time with my kid. So that was it.
that's good.
Yeah. Saw Sonic 2. It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
I didn't see Sonic One.
Actually I think it's a little bit better than Sonic 1. So you might want to start with 2 and then see 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Rakia, I kind of know a little bit of how your weekend went, but you can elaborate a little more on your weekend.
Well, this weekend it was my mother's graduation party.
Hey, congratulations, mama.
And
Congratulations.
so I went to her party on Saturday, and
Dressed in all white like I'm
oh,
sorry.
shout out to my sister for the decor, my aunt
Yeah.
Monty for the
You luxuries, the
camp.
designs.
I don't know how to say it, table. They did very beautifully. It was really dope. And
It was.
Sunday, I had a gender reveal,
Yes.
and it was a boy.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
having another beautiful baby boy, so I'm actually
I
Congratulations.
am
thank
happy.
you. Yes.
If you all don't know, Rakia is my niece. So,
Yeah.
of course, I love little boys. And so I was so happy. I felt her stomach at the party, and I'm like, it's a boy.
You said it was a boy from the moment you found out I was pregnant, so it was okay.
So yeah,
so,
so your turn. What you do this weekend? I know part of what you did. I just heard about
right. So,
it.
yeah. So, of course, Saturday, Friday. What did I do Friday? I always try to start with Friday. I worked Friday. Yeah. And I saw. So then Saturday, of course, I went to my sister's graduation party. It was really nice, all white earth thing. And like she said, beautiful decor, cute, luxurious designs. That's my niece, Kiana. She hooks it up, do the balloon arches, decoration, everything y'all need. Event planner, hit her up. She is a new starting Black-owned business. So please, please hit her up for y'all events. Um, Also Sunday, I did not think I slept most of the day because I worked Sunday night. I worked at 7. I worked the radio station from 7 p to 12 a. So basically I slept most of Saturday. I was so tired from the party. And yeah, so I slept most of the day. we didn't shoot that day because we already knew that we was going to a party, and so we was like, we're not gonna get up early to try to shoot to finish the last scene of the movie. So I went to work, and yeah, that was my weekend. It was just Saturday I partied, and Sunday I rested and worked.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Thank you, Annette. I'll say thank you for my sister for the
Yes.
congratulations. All right, so let's get into the topic at hand. Let's get into Miss Rahquia, and we just going to ask you a couple questions about being a mom of an autistic son, and yeah, just to bring awareness to it and let people know how it is, and to other parents who are maybe having a little more trouble with their son, you can maybe help them to be able to cope and learn how to teach them like you're teaching Royce,
Mm-hmm.
which is my baby. Actually, she had him for me.
Oh
Just want to
my
let
God.
you.
Let's so tell her she got about 50 kids. I'm telling you.
Okay.
She
All
Okay.
tried to
boys.
take over
So,
my kid.
I did. I tried to take James. He said he wasn't going. So,
Mhm.
so,
Yes.
but Shells, I don't know if you want to start with questions first or
Yeah, we can start with questions. We can start with questions. Duh.
you're
I can start with a
first.
question too. Um, but if anybody has a question in the audience you want to ask, by all means, chime in. If you have comments, we welcome all comments and questions as well. So we if anything being asked, if you feel uncomfortable,
Just
by all
pass.
means,
Hey,
you
just
don't
say
have
pass.
okay.
Just pass.
pass.
Okay.
Next
Will it pop
question.
up on the screen? Because I just pressed chat and then I went away. So I'm like, oh, I'm not.
What?
The
Oh
question.
no.
Oh, y'all will read them. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
I'm
gonna
gonna
read.
read them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, you good. It's all right. My puppy all of a sudden thinks that I'm calling him. Go on now.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So your son's name is Royce.
Yes,
And how old is Royce?
Royce is 6 years old.
Oh, he's a little guy. You don't have a picture? Oh, you might not want your baby showed on all across the world.
He doesn't have on pants right now, but do I have a picture like on him? No, but I'll
That's
get him at the end, and then I'll show.
Yeah, it's my
okay.
baby.
So how did you first learn that he was autistic? Like what signs did you see? Like
So honestly, I like in the beginning when he was a baby, I didn't like pay attention to the signs of him not talking. I thought he was just like a really chill baby. He just always liked to watch TV and he just wasn't really that much of a crier. But every doctor's appointment, they give you this like a list of milestones of where your
mhm.
child should be. And it was just like one time where it was like 50 words he was supposed to be saying, and I'm like, my baby don't say any of those words. So that's where the evaluation was needed.
Mm.
And how old was he at that time?
He was 3 years old, so around 2018 he was diagnosed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you this: when he was this is Sophia's question because this is a great question. Okay, so when sorry, when he was this is the first part of it. So the second part is so he was about 3 years old. So what was your reaction after he was diagnosed?
I went in the car and I cried so bad. I was like I was scared. I didn't know what autism was. Like I just thought it was a not a sickness or a disease, but it was different. Like it was a diagnosis. So I was in the car with my mama and I was just like, I don't know what we're gonna do. And she just calmed me down. She was just like, God is the final say, so it's okay. It doesn't mean that he's different, he's special, and we'll just take the steps and get him where he needs to be.
So where does he fall on the spectrum? I'm not too like well
So
versed on it.
it is a line on the spectrum. This is a good question that I did. It's basically it is a number for it, but blah, what he is, it's emotional detachment and speech delay. So that's really where he is on the spectrum.
Okay.
Not too high, but really not too low. Like he has some form of autism.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's kind of like in the middle. So he's just kind of, he doesn't really talk, and he's not really like a like a clingy type of person, or.
Oh,
Mhm.
now now he says everything. Oh, you okay? He's saying ouch now. He says what he wants.
Mhm.
And he just said cotton candy.
Mhm.
Does talk now. It's more of a say hi, Royce.
That's my
It's
baby.
more of a conversation that he doesn't have. Like, I could say, "What is your name?" and he doesn't say that. But if I could say Royce Chuck E. Cheese, and he'll say Chuck E. Cheese, it's like a yes. It's like that. And with clinginess, he's very clingy to me. He's
Mhm.
very clingy to my mom. So it's like it's really a who he sees on a normal basis and who he's comfortable around. He will be clingy, but as far as like other children come into play, it's a little hard at first. But once the child is like more so knowing his condition and trying to play with him and
Mhm.
being more nicer, he opens up and they have a good time. Yes.
Okay. So you want to go? You can interject at any time. We can just go back and forth if you want.
Okay.
Cause I keep going, so and I don't want to take over. Cause I'm like, for real, girl. This.
Okay. So, what are some of the programs and support that you use to help him develop?
Okay, so when he was 3, there was this program called early intervention, and they would come to the house, and yes,
Oh my god.
and I'm so sad. It's early. They say early for a reason because when they turn like 5 years old, it's like they can't come to the house anymore. But
Oh, wow.
there's speech therapy, occupational, and there's speech OT, and
PT,
I'm sorry.
PT, physical therapy.
Yes, but he didn't have physical therapy though because he was able to do certain things. They were more focused on him learning how to play and communicate. So all of his therapies, really, he's staring. All of his therapies were really like speech based and occupational based. So now, even in school, he still has speech therapy and occupational. But I'm more so trying to get him into ABA therapy, and that's applied. Oh, you're okay. That's applied behavior analysis. So it's really more so helping him to not be more nice,
Mhm.
but to learn how to kind of
Interact.
cope in environmental situations outside of the house, and
Gotcha.
it's pretty much a behavioral thing.
Gotcha.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, my son had early intervention, and you're right. So they dropped him at 3. As soon as he was able to go to school, they was like, he's going to school. I'm
Yeah.
like, what? Yeah, but they are dope. They dope. They come to the house. Oh my gosh, I still
It's,
talk to my son's physical therapist. I mean, not
yeah,
physical,
they were so
OT.
sad when we moved. I'm sorry, they were so sad when we were then when they learned we were moving from Aurora because they fall in love with your kids. Like they
Hmm.
really they care a lot, and it's. I wish it could go forever, but they just like no, let them be in the public schools.
Early intervention is so dope. It's such a blessing. Whoever thought of that, kudos to you, because
Okay.
that is an awesome program for
That was
these kids.
me. I wrote it in.
You did. I knew it. It had the so touch to
No, I
it.
had to write it in. I wrote it in. I said, "Oh my Royce, let me write it in."
So is he in public school now?
He is. He goes to a 21st century charter school in Indiana, and they have a self-contained classroom, and it's beautiful. They have like a max of 5 kids, and they really are hands-on. And they have sensory boards and little chairs that they could be comfortable in whenever they can't sit in the hard ones. It's like it's really good.
That's good.
Mm.
And
So
did we?
is it? Oh,
Oh,
sorry. Go ahead. So sorry.
no, I was just gonna brag on him about how he taught himself how to count in Spanish.
Oh
So.
yeah.
Yes, that's what I love about like kids who are special needs, because it's not like, I don't know, because my son has special needs, and so I really had a misconception about what it is, and I cried, and when they like
Mhm.
wanted to separate him from the other kids, and I'm like, no, my baby,
Yeah.
Can I
you
excuse myself for 1 minute? I'm at work,
know.
so I have to check on my students really quick.
Okay. So, but yeah, that was one of my questions too, because I know this is something that I have had a debate about with a lot of different mothers that I've run into. Like I said, my son has some special needs. So one thing we always discuss is labels.
Yes.
So how do you feel about your son being labeled?
Oh, it's hard. It's really hard. It's very hard because some people family even labels, some family even labels your child. So it's like you have to like not have to, but you really do have to be have tough skin for your baby because
Mm-hmm.
like they can't really express their emotions and like you have to be an advocate for your child basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the beginning, I kept trying to force regular normal. I wanted him to go to a regular class and all of that, but it was just like, you know what, he needs me to like be there for him and just
Mm-hmm.
accept his condition and work
Mm-hmm.
with it and be fine with it. So now at first it was really hard. I was sensitive and I'm sensitive in a lot of areas. But when it comes to my son, I really I've definitely got tough skin. I'm fighting for him in every the school, family, public settings. Like it's I'm accepting of it now. And of course your child, they never care, like they
Right.
live there in their condition and they're fine.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I hear that a lot. A lot of people like they just want to label these black boys and do this and do that, and they just want to do this and do that. And I had somewhat of that mindset of, I don't want my son to be labeled because, I mean, number one, he's already marked. He's a black boy. You know what I'm saying? And then to, have the world have this, you know, label or picture of who they think he
Hmm.
is. Now you think he's a certain way because there's this word associated with him. And so yeah, it was hard to accept, but then once I accepted it and
Hmm.
just got over it, like you said, you begin to see that you're doing your child more harm than good when you're
Yeah.
letting the name and the title. You're doing more harm by letting the title affect you,
Yeah.
because it's really you who's got the problem.
Hmm.
Right.
Right, it's
Yeah.
you that is, because like you said, he don't know no difference. He
Yeah.
living his best life.
Yeah. They
Ray's gonna be go take your phone and go in his own world. Be like, I don't care what y'all seeing.
Right,
he just
I'm
noticed.
worried about Royce.
right.
And
Long
I think I told somebody that the other day. I'm like, he's really just like an adult. He like his personal space, and he really like he just like to be to himself, and not really, he'll say hey whatever. But it's like okay,
He ain't
boundaries.
got time for the drama.
Yeah.
as-
All that
so yeah.
kid.
So I want to ask you a kind of like maybe a personal question. So I know you're having another baby now. Were you nervous at first that your next child? Because is this your first child after Royce?
Yes.
So
Yes.
were you nervous, or are you nervous that
I did Google it. I did Google if autism was genetic, hereditary. I'm trying to figure out the right
I
word.
think it's both, right? Genetic or
Like
hereditary.
I did Google to see if it ran in the family, but it was just like actually Royce's father, his real father, he had a speech delay growing up. So I think it is something in his bloodline, but majority of my family there is no like autism or anything. Like is
Mhm.
there Sophia? Like we don't have no
And
Royce is
y'all some people are, but now you haven't been diagnosed. No, I was kidding. No, it's not.
probably
I mean, it's true. I got some relatives that I really think, but like I said earlier, we
Label
don't want
black
to
people.
label our kids. We don't want nobody to say that, or we don't want to accept that our kids are different.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
So
I'm
yeah, no,
the,
I haven't been in our family.
I'm more, and it's not to say that well, it is, I'm more prepared if my second child is on the autistic spectrum. Like with Royce, it was new. And I didn't know anybody, any other mothers who had to go through that. I was young, I had just graduated high school, so it was like a challenge. But now I know, like, I'll start looking for things, and then I'll do the early intervention before he gets too too old. Because I said, he already, look at me just knowing I have a boy. But
You having a boy.
no, but I'm gonna be so much more on it. Like, it took me, I would say it took me too long to accept the fact that my son was autistic, and to really get him to where he needs to be. So I'm definitely gonna be way more on it with my second child, and like I am now with Royce. Like, we do the AB. Like, I don't, you can't hear the background, but he's always watching educational shows. Like, he does his homework. He does, like, he was student of the month probably every other month while he was in school. Like, I'm really, anybody that knows me know my baby is, he's where he needs to be. Not, I'm not trying to force him to any other child that I know. Like, he's very much where he needs to be.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome, especially the fact that you're letting him develop himself
Yeah.
the way he needs to, because that's one thing a lot of people don't do. Um, I think you kind of touched on this a little bit, but what is Royce's superpower?
Oh, wow. Oh,
Accent. Bryce, what's your superpower?
that is like, what is his superpower? Like, it is so crazy. I think he's so loving. Like, he's so sweet. Like, look at y'all got me about to cry. But like, I think how it's really just being Royce, and like, because he's, of course, autistic kids are smart. Like, they're very smart. So I can't really say that that's a superpower, because it came with him. But he's really loving and caring, and it's just, he's so sweet. I love my baby so much.
Aww.
He is. He said, "I love you."
Yes, like, and I always wish that everybody could see it all the time. But the people who will come around, and the people who see it, like, they know, like, they like, well, Royce, he gives the best, even though he'll turn around sometimes and give a
Yeah.
hug. They love it so much. Like, he's just really sweet. That's a superpower to me.
Aw, that's sweet.
Hi,
Hi,
Miss
Miss
J.
J.
Miss you, lady.
I miss you so much, Miss J. Chime in if you can, Miss J, if you would like.
Yes, 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 Miss J.
So, and then I know you said a little bit too, like, so I said, what was your biggest adjustment to finding out that your son had autism? And I say this in this, okay, I want to say this behind the question, when I wrote it. Um, for me, I think the biggest adjustment when I found out things about my son that I wasn't expecting, the biggest adjustment was I wasn't expecting that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I had plans. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? My son was supposed to be a certain way.
Oh.
Um, so that was like the biggest adjustment for me, is just understanding that how he is ain't my business. You know what I'm saying? And then not even just that, like, I had plans, and then once I accepted that, then it was like, okay, what did I do wrong? And so then then the guilt started coming in and stuff
Mm.
like that. And I started saying, what did I do? What did I do? So, like, what was like a big adjustment for you individually?
So, you know how people say when you have a kid, your life is over, and that's hard. Like, that's sad to say. Like, your life is not really over, but you got to really, like, change your life for your kid. When you have an autistic kid, it's like you really put your life on the background. Like, it's, you have to live that autistic child. So it's like, um I was living in Aurora, and I just kept trying to work. I kept trying to, okay, he's in speech, so they'll do it. And it's like, I can't let somebody else raise my child or get my child to where he needs to be. So
Mm-hmm.
my biggest adjustment was, like, realizing I have to be present. I have to be his number, like his biggest advocate. That's the thing. I think that was the biggest adjustment for me. I had to sit down and like really be there for him, and like stop forcing other facilities, other people to do and be there. Like, I was like, I can love him, but they can teach him, and that wasn't right. So when I switched that, I can love him and I could teach him and I could bring him up and I could teach, like, show him that he's not different. He's him. That was my biggest adjustment.
That's what's up. Look at you, girl. I love.
My auntie was like, "Did you want to talk about it?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know. You send me the questions first, but this is like, no, like I could talk about it."
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you're open to talking about it too, because I think we always think about the kids, but a lot of times we don't think about the parent and
I'm
how
sorry,
it
y'all.
affects them. It's fine.
I froze again.
Yeah. Oh,
No,
see
yeah.
you in a minute, so. Let's see. Jordan has a question.
Yes.
And she said, "What
It's
advice
still
would you give?"
messing up. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. I'm gonna go out and go in again.
Okay.
Ugh. Cover my head. That's
Okay. So, what advice would you give to parents with autism? I guess so. Kids with who have kids with autism. So
Okay. Um, I would say never give up and never try to compare your child's autism with another, because spectrum.
it's still sounding chipmunky. It is the Wi-Fi here. Can y'all hear me?
Yes. Look, you like, I don't like
Yeah, I'm
how I.
sounding chipmunky. I'm sorry. Hold on.
we
I'm gonna go
okay.
out one more time. This is Wi-Fi.
So, yeah, it's really that's what you can't go on Google and try to say, okay, my son is this old or my daughter is this old, where should they be as an autistic child? It's like, it's going to make it worse, accepting. You definitely have to accept your child's condition. You can't try to force smart or force, first grade, whatever, like, it's
The
really.
standards.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's accepting your child for who they are, and it's an everyday process, because you would think your child is progressing, and one day they just might go back, like, just even not even so much, but just go back a little bit, and you just feel defeated. But it's like, no, like, it's different every day. It's like it's a day by day process. That's what I can say. That's the advice I can give.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love how well spoken you are about this.
Thank
It
you.
shows that you really do walk the walk. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, I
And it's
mean, it's
still
some
coming
people that
in like them chipmunks.
You don't sound like a chipmunk to me.
you're fine. So
I
we're
sound like a
fine.
chipmunk because y'all sound like
No,
chipmunks.
no. Well, then you're gonna have
This
to
is
accept our
Wi-Fi. I'm at
chipmunk.
Hopefully, I
work,
don't
so the
sound like.
Wi-Fi here is like horrible. I guess I'm trying to move it around because I'm missing the whole show. Let's see.
It's
It's
okay.
gonna be a little chatter because my students are coming back in. Let's see. Try to talk again.
Look,
What? Who
sometimes
us?
No.
talk, I don't know what to say.
Right.
Miss J, shine in on it for me.
Mhm. So yes. I
Okay, I'm
forgot what
gonna
I was
keep going,
saying.
Shell. I'm gonna go out and come right back in again because y'all still sound like it's this Wi-Fi here. So
Okay.
keep going, and then I'll go out and come back in. I'm sorry,
And when
y'all.
you come in on mute.
What?
When you come back in on mute.
Come back in on mute. Okay.
Yeah, just in case Ricky is talking or I'm talking. Yep. Yes. There we go. I forgot what I was saying. But I was just saying that like I can tell that, you really are very hands on with your child. But I might have missed this, but how old is your son?
He's 6 years old. He'll be 7 in September.
Mm-hmm. He a big baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, but it is true. Like you do see a lot of people who do leave the teaching and a lot of leave a lot of power in the hands of the schools or the teachers and such, and they don't realize like how hands on some of these things are, but some people actually do realize how hard it is and they really ain't built for that. So I really do commend you for that.
Well, I thank you so much, but it definitely it I'm not gonna sit here and say from the beginning I was so strong. Like absolutely not. Like it took some praying, it took therapy, even IEP meetings. Sometimes I mean, well, not the recent ones, but the first IEP meeting at school, I cried so bad because it seemed like it seemed like they would be against you and your child, and they say where they're not and what they're not doing, and you just keep hearing that, and it's just like, okay, well, what y'all trying to say? Like, my at home, my baby can do this, my baby can do this and this and this, and then it was just like, well, we're sorry, mom, but we're on your side, we're on your baby side, we're trying to get, we set little goals that they can meet, and oh, he's going to be different around you and around us. So that's
Mhm.
what I had to realize too, like, but in the beginning it was very hard for me. It was well, I was very frustrated, I was very sad, but yeah, like I said, over the years I definitely got tough skin. That's another advice, piece of advice that I would give for an autistic parent. You can't feel sad for yourself and your baby. Like, you really have to, something has to go off and like, okay, this is my child, I love them by my heart, they love me, we're gonna do this together. It's a together thing with autism. It's like, even though your baby has the diagnosis, it's like it's y'all team. Like, y'all gotta do it together.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So Jordan said, are you a part of any support groups?
So
Yeah, well,
Indiana doesn't have, not that I know. I
nice.
have to search and get more into it, but I'm not. But Facebook does have an autism awareness support group, and it's beautiful. Like, we talk, we help each other. Somebody would put on a long rant, and then we'll be under the comments like, it's okay. Like, I
Mhm.
went through this. I remember going through this, and it's all ages, all races, and it's very supportive. So
Nice.
that's the one that I'm in.
Nice. And she did ask too, does he attend a school specifically for autistic children?
So that I am working on. I want him to go to innovations and learning. It's but with autistic kids, the wait lists are long. It's like and it's a year plus. So right now he's just in a class, not really a school based autism school, but he is in a self contained class.
It's like we call it here in Georgia, a small group.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they can meet the kids where they're at. Each kid gets that specialized attention.
And in his class. There's three teachers and
Yeah,
five. So it's great. It's
yeah,
great.
that's what. Yeah, that's
I'm
if
sorry.
you finding those schools are like awesome because they like you said, like because there's unfortunately so many kids need help, and then you got this waiting list.
Hmm.
And so, like, but your kid need help now. You ain't like your kid needs help, 2 years from now. And
Right.
so, yeah,
Yeah.
it's dope that there are some systems set up in some school districts. I wish it was like across the board, like everywhere was like that, but you would
Yeah.
think it would be, but it's not. There really are schools that aren't equipped for that, where they can't meet
Yeah.
the
And
kids at their level.
that's my biggest hope for the future is that there's more and better, schools and classrooms and we they call them gym eds, but like gym and music and stuff for autistic children. Because when I was in high school, it was just one class where they would put all the special needs kids, and it would be like kids in wheelchairs, kids, handicapped kids. It's just like they just put them all in one room and then expect like
Mhm.
them to learn together, and it's really more to it. So hopefully in the
Mhm.
future they get better and more people.
Yeah. So we have Makiva. Oh, that's really nice.
Oh,
He
thank
said, Rahquia, I applaud you for stepping up to the plate at such a young age and becoming an advocate for your child. I do. I
thank you.
second that. I second that. For such a young mom, you're so well spoken and you're so like responsible and mature. It's beautiful to see.
Yeah, and I thank you and everyone for saying that, because it's hard to you kind of beat yourself up and wonder, like, am I doing it right? Am I like helping my child the way I need to? Am I being too hard, or am I you know I can't explain it, but it's hard to see the work that you do. So when you actually get feedback from it and get that appreciation, it's really like, thank
Mhm.
you. Like I wouldn't have thought that I was this outspoken for my child until I got these questions and talked about it out loud.
That's awesome. Um, so, um, do you have, are you, I don't want to ask this question, but I want to ask this question.
Right.
You don't have to answer this question. So are you raising him like solo? Like is his dad helping you? Because I know that would be a lot of help, in
Um,
this process.
no, so his biological father has never been in his life, actually. So it's been pretty much me. But I wouldn't just say only me, because it's okay. Let me explain this. The first maybe 3 to 4 years of his life, I lived with my mom. So she was really there and helping me and
Mm-hmm.
there for me. And my sister, my brother would give me some support. Like, I had support from my immediate family. But when I moved out, I got this independent something spark in me that was just like, I want to live on my own and I could do this. And it was like, that's when I was on my own. It was really like, okay, I have to try to pay my bills, beat up for Royce, beat up for myself. And a lot of the time I wasn't there for myself. That's probably one of my biggest regrets. Like, just not making sure my mental health and my happiness, I put my son first. Very, like, you're supposed to, but you also supposed to love and have time for yourself. But
Absolutely.
um but no, I'm a single mother and I'm getting it done. You want to chop
That's right, sis. I love it. I love
in?
it. Yes. Jordan said, yes, kudos to you. It's hard being a parent in general, but when your child has special needs, it adds additional responsibilities. It really, really, truly does. And you are handling so, I mean, I can't believe you're as young as you are. Girl, when I was your age, I could, God knew what he was doing because I wouldn't have been able, girl, you too mature for me. I was, I couldn't have had no Royce at your age, okay?
No,
No, no,
and the part is so see people my age and drop their kids off and just go kick it and have a bunch of babysitters and things like that. But when you have autistic, people really not willing to keep your baby, and then you also are not let people keep them because you don't know how they treat them. You just want to just make sure your baby is okay. So yeah, I had to. Yes, from graduation, I had to put my big girl pants on. I, I had to get it together.
That's what's up. But you doing it. You doing a great job. I can tell. I can tell. Cause you just I can tell. Cause
Like,
you be around mamas when you do this and you be around other mamas, you be like you can tell the mamas that's like overbearing, the mamas that's cool, and the mamas where you like, girl, you just here because they made you come to this court, you know.
no, for real. Yes.
So
So,
yes. Yeah. So yes, I do commend you. Um, I had another question for you. Where is it at? Where is it
Okay, can
at?
y'all hear me?
yeah.
Yes, you got some. You got a question, huh?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Basically, I'm not sure all Michelle asked you, but I just wanted to ask you if you haven't already answered this. What is your favorite part about being Royce's mom?
Um.
That was the question I was gonna ask, girl.
Huh?
um,
You say what?
That was the question I was gonna ask her.
I think my favorite
Oh,
is I think my favorite part is what is that called? Like when they do something new, or when they show you like they've been paying attention, or they just milestones, I guess, just hitting certain milestones. That's my favorite part of being Royce's mom. It shows me that I'm doing the work, and that he's what I say, and speaking so much love and positivity into him, it just, when I need it, he's there. He does it for me. It's like sometimes in the past I would be crying, and he'll, are you okay? And that's a big question for an autistic child. And he'll say, stop crying, and he say, I love you. And even when I drop him off, I just made the status the other day, I drop him off at school every morning, and I say, be nice, share, I love you. But I forgot to say share, and before he closed the door, he was like, share, and I was like, share, okay. I'm like, okay. So my favorite part is just his growth, his learning is
hmm
Nice. Aw.
I have to say that I remember the first time. I think you recorded him talking. I think he was saying his colors or something behind you. And every time you post a video of him just saying, just learning and growing, I literally would cry at every video because I was just so happy. And I'm like, I knew my baby, like my baby is so smart. Like it just, you don't make me cry on this at work. But he is every time I saw a video of him, it's just like it warms my heart and it makes me cry because I see how he grows. And even like when I just see him, like I told you I keep this one picture of him that I took when he was a baby and he's smiling, his cheeks are like this big and he's just smiling so hard. And every
Mhm.
time I have a bad day, I can look at that picture and that picture makes my day. Like he is just what what's my favorite part about being Roy's mom? Um,
That picture.
That part, huh? That's your favorite part about being his mom. So.
I seen a
it's
question
it's just seeing his growth.
the question went away on the screen.
Yes, I'm gonna pull it back up. Were there any signs
Uh,
that
I
showed
think,
your son was autistic? So you answered that, but
I
if you
think she missed the
answer,
first part of the show.
Yeah,
yeah.
that was in the beginning. Like I wasn't paying attention, especially in the black family where they say, "Oh, boys just move slower. He's gonna talk. He's okay."
Mhm.
And then at doctor's appointments, it was just like at certain milestones he wasn't reaching. So we took him to get an evaluation, and I found out that he was autistic. And it was no signs before that for me. Like he was laughing at things. And he was giving me what I thought eye contact, and he was like, engaged. So I just thought really that he was just moving slow, but no, the evaluation put it on.
Yeah. I will say again, I really am glad that you moved past that whole thing of like, oh, it's just he's just and really accepted who he is and accept that, it's not some made up condition. People
Yeah,
be like, they just making it up for these and they just want it. No, we not all the same. So
yeah, no, and it's like it's some autistic kids that you can tell that if their parents, or if people around them was more on it, that they could be, further in their spectrum, or more, not better, but just more advanced. Like you just think the older they get and the less you um put on them, they're just gonna not advance. Like the earlier the better, and the more
right.
the better. You can't just
So So do they move up and down? Like, can they move up and down the spectrum? Like, so is it like a possibility he can? You
not that I know of. I don't wanna say that. I not that I know of, but I do know that they're better. They're they're that. I don't know if that lift like diagnosis could lift from him.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Mhm.
not that it would ever like go away, just
Yeah.
like if it's like, oh well, he's he was at a 7, now he
Right.
knocking at a 6. Go ahead,
Yeah.
race.
No. But I feel like, if I'm speaking for my son, I feel like he's like, well, I would say down, not up. Not going up in the
Hmm.
direction, but I feel like he's going down. Like he sings songs. Like my auntie said, he can count in Spanish. He counts to count. He actually adds and subtracts now in school. He knows how to read. He's like very smart. I be thinking sometimes like, why is he autistic? You know, the communication, the back and forth, the just and it's hard to say that communication because he will say something. It's just not it's not a complete sentence. It's like I get what he's saying. Other people get what he's saying, but I guess society is like he's
Hmm.
supposed to, my name is Royce. Like,
Hmm.
but and on school papers when they say my name, he'll write Royce Manson. So he knows his name. It's just
Hmm.
he can't say my name is Royce.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, my son's like that. He's not autistic, but he has a certain way that he talks and a certain way that he thinks. And
Hmm.
it's like you gotta know him sometimes to
Yeah.
understand. People like, oh, I don't like the way he talks to you. He's so rude. He's so direct. But that's just you gotta understand. That's like he's a very literal
Right.
person. Like
Yeah.
he can't think in symbolism like we can. Like he gonna say what he mean and he mean what he say.
Right.
Yeah.
And
And
us, it's just like that's so we get it and we know, so it's okay. But when from the outside looking in, people were like, "Oh, that's not right," But to me, it's fine.
yeah. But I can there you go. There you go. There you go. I was like, I can't hear you,
So,
girl. I hear class.
It's
Yeah. But yes. So if you have any like parting words, because we're gonna wrap up in a little bit. So you got anything you want to say or anything like you want
that's
to
what I
say
was
to
gonna
anybody
ask.
who has a child who's been recently diagnosed? I know we said that already, but or just anything like any parting words or any words of advice again, or just you want to brag about your kid a little bit more.
well, first of all, I do want to say thank you so much for having me, Auntie Sophia. Thank you for asking me to do. I didn't know how much I could talk about this or how like it's always about your child and you just wonder and are happy for their accomplishments. But I feel like this is a big accomplishment for me to be able to talk about this. I didn't cry like I thought I was. I'm like, can you send me the questions? Because I feel like touch bases on some stuff. I'm gonna be really emotional, but I feel like I'm really not good at public speaking. And even though this is not that public, I'm talking like I'm actually an advocate for my son, and I thank God that I was able to see that. Any advice, like I said, just don't give up on your child. Love your child. Accept the diagnosis because it's not deadly. Like it's
Not
not
a sentence, yeah.
say like you can do it. Like that's what I can say. You can do it, and as long as you are accepting and willing. And I don't know a lot of people religion, but if you stay prayed up, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Autism is a beautiful thing, and it's just not funny, but it's so funny. Like it's like your child just say certain things, and you'll be like, "What the like? What made you say that?" Or what you were paying attention when I said this or something. It's really beautiful, and the growth is just amazing. And I'm excited to see how far he goes, and every year he turns, he's just awesome. My baby, just
Aw,
amazing. Yeah.
that's that's beautiful.
So,
Yeah.
Rakia, if people want to get in touch with you, if someone's watching, they have questions, maybe they're not progressing as you are with Royce, and how can they reach you? How can they get in touch with you? Are you willing to, have people reach out to you and answer questions that they may have?
Yes. So y'all names are just so and Michelle Lachey. This is Rahquia Gamble. This is my actual. It's my last. No, my Facebook name is Rahquia Manson. But you can contact me on Facebook, and my inbox is open. My page is. I don't. It's not private anymore. So I mean, if anybody has questions, they can inbox. And then from there, call me in my Facebook group. I can add them to my Facebook support group. So yeah, Facebook is really where it's at. I don't know if I can. Maybe I could comment under this post, and then just give my Facebook.
Yeah, or we can pin it as a comment after the show post. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, either or is fine. But Makiba, yes. Get ready for more speaking engagements, Rakia. People need to hear this. Parents, grandparents, siblings, classmates, everyone. I will say again, I
That's
100% agree
true.
with that. As I'm listening to you, all I can think to myself is, you are so well spoken. For someone who's not good at public speaking, baby, you did that. Okay. So you are
Just
very
remember,
well
you started
spoken.
here on Monday Evening Talk.
Right? Right.
Don't forget
So
about us
I
when you
really
make it
do. I
into
think you should
the TED
really
Talk.
consider it. Like being, even if it's just a simple like support group or support system, like you're so well spoken, and you have such a love for your child that
Yeah.
it's infectious. You know what I'm saying? Got me looking at my kid like I might like this little guy. You know what I'm saying?
To know him is to love him. Where is he? Is he have hands on yet?
No, but Royce Smith. Let me see how fast.
Yeah, so definitely you should think about that. You are very well spoken, and you have a beautiful story. So
Yeah, I really appreciate. I mean, I'm glad we didn't. Y'all questions were great. We didn't have to deep dive as much as I thought.
yeah, she said we did. Oh, we
Take
could have
your
went
hands on,
deeper.
Roy.
We could have went deeper.
My story is a lot. But Roy, say hi.
Oh, hey, handsome.
Say hi. Hi, Royce. He said hi, Royce. I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
Is that all? Thank you so much.
I love you too, son.
Thank you. Roy, he's watching. Look, he's all on his show. But I thank you for telling everybody you love them. Mwah.
Thank you for letting us talk
Hi,
about you today,
baby.
Royce. We
Hey,
learned so many
Royce.
great things about you.
Yeah, this is the queen I was talking about.
Royce.
To hi, Royce.
Them cheeks and them
Yeah,
eyes. That's
thanks.
Rara's twin. Royce. Roro. I call him Roro.
And I
Roro.
died
Royce.
my
Royce
twin.
have good selective hearing, let me tell you.
It's all right. All kids have selective hearing.
Mhm.
Oh, look at
Right.
that. Look.
Look, I
Write a book, Rakia.
it's
Oh, that
wrong.
would be in the making.
Hi, Royce.
It's dropped.
Miss J said, hi, Royce, and you're
Thank
so
you.
handsome.
Thank you so much. But I feel like I'm a book with I've really been having throughout the years just wondering what my calling is, where I what I can do, because the first like so I feel like I can't, so it's like what can I do, and writing a book or doing public speaking, it's like that's always been in my mind, but my biggest obstacle was myself. I'd be like, nah, I'm scared, or know how to write a book. I don't know how to publish a book, but you want a plate? You can get a plate. Okay.
Guess what? The last person who published the book for the first time, I'm sure they didn't know how to do it. I'm sure they didn't know how to do it before they did it.
Yeah.
So, but you have a great story. So, I mean, like you said, ain't nothing stopping you but you.
Yeah.
So it's just something to think about. I think this is confirmation today that we all say, see, look at this. See, me,
Yes.
Me and
It's
Lakeela, we on the same
confirmation.
wavelength here. Soon as I say confirmation, here she come.
It pop up on the screen.
Come on
And I'm
now.
not gonna lie, Rocky, when I asked you to do the show, I was scared that you was gonna back out on me. And when you said that you was gonna log on, I was like, oh, thank you, because I was kind of like, oh, I think she's gonna back out on me last minute. And when you showed up, I was like, thank you, because I see how you've been working with Royce, even when he wasn't in school, how you still taught him at home. And it's just like, I know of someone who also has an autistic child that doesn't really know how the patience, how patient you have to be with the child.
Oh,
And I was telling him, like, you have to be patient with him. You can't get mad at him because he's not doing it when you want him to do it. And when I see you with Royce, and when I see like Royce do something, the way you don't yell at him, you'll take him and you'll talk to him. You know, your discipline for him is totally different. And I'm like, I need her here because she needs to show people that you can, you got to be patient. And there's a way to, if they're not listening or being disobedient, to talk to them. You can't treat them how you would treat someone who isn't autistic, because
yeah.
they don't know how to handle it. They
It
don't like that noise. They don't like yelling. They don't like a lot of loud noise. And
yeah.
so I'm so happy that you came here, because I was scared you wasn't, but I'm so happy you were, because it is a lot of people who do not have patience. And I wish my friend was watching. I hope he is watching. I'm gonna ask him if he was watching, so that he can know that, just patience, and just, it's, yeah, his son is very bright too. Like, I watch him play his games, and he just excel, like, very, very bright. And but he don't have the patience like you have. So thank you so much for coming on, showing up, speaking, and just giving just everybody just hope, and knowing that it's not a bad thing, and it's not something where, you know it just takes patience
Yes.
and
Thank
love, of course.
you for having me. I'm gonna cry when I get off of here. No, I'm serious.
Okay.
But I really appreciate it. This showed me a lot about myself, and I'm really excited to see where this is going to take me and Grace. You know,
Yes.
I didn't
I'm
know
excited to see it
I
too,
had
girl.
till I started talking about it. I'm like, oh wow, I did really good over the years.
Okay. I see you on your TED talk.
Okay.
So yes.
And although I was in and out,
She like I was in and
And
out.
all those in and out. Yeah, so we're gonna get ready to wrap this up anyway. So can go back to educating our future, you know, because
yes.
she the queen of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If
Oh,
I want to know anything, I just call So.
oh, there.
I bet you she know. And I bet you she know why it's that
you,
way too. So
Mhm.
yes.
you say what?
I said I bet you know, and I bet you know why it's that way too. So be like, why is the color green green? Because yellow and blue make green. That's why I called you
For
So.
real. So much for having me.
So
I know,
yeah.
I'm like at work, and I apologize. I'm like in and out, my internet in and out, and I got to answer the student questions when they have them. So multitasking right now.
That's
So
your
I do
middle name.
apologize for
Plants.
this one middle
So
name.
I just want to say I'm Michelle Lachey. If you want to get in contact with me, you just find Michelle Lachey and you'll find me. MichelleLachey.com. Sorry. See, this is what happens when your kid keeps growing. He get older, and all that cuteness start melting away. then, this, then it ain't so cute no more.
That's like okay.
Now they just think they so
So
funny.
this is so you can see you. Here's this is my
Yeah.
Monday morning evening talks now. So this is Miss Felice. You want
Hi.
to say hello, and then here's my little nosy student. Since we're wrapping up, this is a podcast I do every
Uh oh.
Monday. It used to be Monday mornings. Now it's Monday evening. Here's some of my beautiful students.
So what's the podcast about?
We have different topics. Today we're talking about autistic. We have a guest on here who's raising an autistic child. So April's Autistic Awareness Month. So yeah, so she just spoke about how great she's doing with her baby, my baby. She had him for me on the spectrum. Rahquia, yeah. And so she just you just missed the whole show. Well, you can rewatch it. I'll send it to you. But yeah,
Yes, sir.
so thank you again, Rahquia. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Have a good night, ladies.
Thank you.
And
Yes, thank you, Ricky. Thank you again, Rafael.
No
yes, and thank you all for watching, tuning in, and commenting. If you have more questions for Rahquia, again, she can be reached on her Facebook page. Her name is Rahquia Gamble. You can see the spelling across the screen. If not, I can say it. It's RAHQUIAGAMBLE. That's Rahquia Gamble on her Facebook. Hit her up for more questions, or you can just put questions in the comments if you have them, and we will revert back to her with them. Also, tune in again next Monday evening at 7:30 for our new Monday evening talks. And next week will be poetry. So also April is also Poets Month. So Michelle, Lachey, and I, and maybe we'll have another guest, will be on and doing some of our poetry. So I'm going to break the ice and actually do my poetry out loud. So.
way.
And so again, thank you all. We will see you guys next week. Thank you again, Rakia. I love you. I love you,
Thank
Royce.
you.
Have a
Have a
good night,
night.
as always. Keep
Bye,
waiting until the
y'all.
end.
Bye. Stop